Okay. Good afternoon, guys. Hope everyone is okay and enjoying a bit of sunny, warm weather, although not quite the heat wave that I think was expected, or we all expected by the end of this week. But it's still nice. No rain. I know myself and Matt have enjoyed a bit of that warmth today, being out on some.
Hence why I've now got changed. It was blooming roasting today, out in full gear doing photography with you, mate.
It was good. It was good. But yeah, obviously we're back again. Wanted to give you a bit of an update for August and how that has started, and at the end just sort of summarise what happened in July, and really go from there. So, Matt, do you want to just let us know how the week so far in August has gone?
Yeah, I mean it's been another busy week. Plenty of valuations in, and obviously as I've just said previously, then about when I was banging on about the heat, we've been out to a few photo measures this week as well, so it's been busy. Valuations wise, next week it seems to go a bit quieter, whether that's school holidays. I don't know. Obviously, people, while the weather's nice, might be taking advantage of it. But I imagine as well, we can be, in all honesty, as an agent, 1 minute you could say that you're going to be, you've got less valuations booked in next week, and then all of a sudden it gets to Monday and you've got about 9 booked in already. So it's a quirky one, really, and that's what I'm finding quite a bit. But overall, this week has been a very positive week, busy again. I know before going into this meeting and speaking to Kerry in the office, she's just agreed a further 2 sales. One of them actually only just came on the market today. So that shows how busy it is, guys. And I imagine if it's sold today and it's only come on today, it would have sold probably the asking price or close to it. So it shows how busy it is, really. But overall positive. We've got some more properties coming on next week. But yeah, market's doing well, still staying strong. I looked at the figures before coming in, and there's still a lot of sales agreed. Could be a few more instructions. That's still down a bit. But obviously I know that's your forte there, mate, so I'll let you go into the numbers. But overall, more positive news coming out of LA postcode.
Cheers for that, Matt. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to hear that stuff's still selling quickly, and that has in fact, that's happened since May, to be honest with you, hasn't it? May, June, and July, and it doesn't appear to have stopped as we've entered August. So that's good. Good to hear. Like I said, welcome. And how has it been for you so far? I know you've had a couple of days off yourself, but
couple of days off, but I don't leave my mobile phone or the email behind. So I got away a little bit. So July was we said last week, but July was a really, really busy month, probably the busiest month we've had for a long time in Preston. Notably, there's been less activity in valuations this week. There's been a few, but notably there has been less. But the activity has been seen with the people going out viewing. So we're getting a lot of requests for going out viewings. Our property went on last Friday. Subsequently, we had 8 viewings on the Saturday, and we've got another. I had one this afternoon, and I've got another 5 tomorrow. So it just shows that that there is we keep saying this every week. The demand is there, but there's a lack of supply, and that obviously backs things up. I know we spoke about the figures, and you're going to mention them afterwards, but you obviously do highlight there's more sales happening than new houses coming on the market. So somewhere along the line, that's going to have to meet, and something's going to happen. But yeah, it is positive. I've never. I'll be honest with you, I've not spoken to anyone that's ever been negative about the market, what can happen. I think everyone are quite buzzed up about it, and the fact that there's the stamp duty save as well, which really is having a massive impact, I find, in what people offer on a property as well. But yeah, it's been very positive. Just need more houses on the market to sell, because I know for a fact that the demand is there. So yeah, I think it's the same story, Kevin. But yeah, it is positive, and it's nice. Well, it's nice with a bit of sun, even though it's very clammy.
Hence why I've just moved, because the sun was beating in through the velux on me, so I thought I'd better move quickly while you were talking.
I have to watch it with a hairdo like yours, pal.
Yeah, no, receding. I'll go even blonder and bolder.
You look more like Gordon Ramsay now with your cut.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah, well,
I wish I could cook like him. There you go.
What's your language? It's not Gordon Ramsay language on here, though. No, it's good. What is very interesting, or I found it very interesting, I'm sure you guys will, is I had a catch up with our Rightmove rep. So each agent is on advertise on Rightmove. It's got a rep, and they come and see us every now and again and just give us a bit of an update about what Rightmove are doing, and you know, how we're performing on Rightmove, how the market's performing, and all this sort of thing. And he was telling me nationally, obviously, that new instructions are up. Now, when he came to look at our areas, so obviously he's looking at both the Lancaster, Morecambe and the PR ones, he was really surprised that they both were down for new instructions in July. He said he was surprised that was the case, that we were sort of almost isolated areas where properties coming to the market isn't like in other parts of the country. And so that was quite interesting, you know, just that it seems a bit of a northwest pocket almost. Supply is really short, but demand is really high, you know, really high.
Well, you know what you were saying. I was talking to someone the other day who a family member's moving over to Yorkshire. I was talking to a young lady there that's involved in property over there, and she's saying that now when estate agents are going out, because properties are going so quick, they're actually putting another 5 or 10 grand on the price, but they're still selling.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it doesn't surprise me really with the level of sales. Just to put that into a bit of context with stuff that's been happening for July. So I do like to try and give everyone the figures so they know what they're working to. So I do try and do comparative year on year. So in the LA postcodes, new instructions for Lancaster and Morecambe were down 14% in July. So new properties coming to market down 14%, but sold properties, so agreed sales in July, was up 11%. And that's LA 1, 2, 3, and 4 that we primarily operate in. So again, big swing there. But I mean, the Preston is extreme. The ones that we operate in there, which is 1, 4, and 5, I think this covers, remember rightly. Right. Year on year, July was down 26% for properties coming to the market, and for properties selling was up 35% year on year.
Right, what the hell?
And it was almost wasn't far off 1-for-1 selling for this thing, which is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember the other week you said there was 69 houses came to the market, but 70 sold. So there's your one-on-one, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's quite astonishing, to be honest.
Which is an amazing swing in what's happening there in the PR world. So it is tough there. We know there's a lot going on with COVID and all this sort of thing. Maybe that's having an effect on it. I don't know. And I think you mentioned something about holidays, perhaps.
Yeah, it's Preston holidays currently as well. So yeah, it does have an effect. Preston holidays are where people do tend to get away, or sometimes businesses shut for a period of a couple of weeks. So yeah, to be perfect, it comes around every year, but I forget about it every year. It comes around every year, and you wonder why has it gone so quiet? Really, yeah, it definitely has an impact.
Yeah, but there's absolutely huge demand in those areas to buy. Huge demand, but not many people wanting to sell. So yeah, really interesting with that one. Yeah, so I say, just wanted to give you a bit of an update. Thought I'd let you know as well how August has started. August has started pretty well in the LA postcodes for both new instructions and for property selling. So there's almost, well, actually it's flying for selling, because there's a third of the sales overall for August last year have already been done in the first 6 days, which is from 160 in the whole of August last year in LA 1 to 4, 55 already in 6 days. You know, Matt's just been talking then about a couple that we've sold today, so they're not in that figure there. There'll be others sold for other agents in the area. So August looks like, again, it's going to be a phenomenal month for selling. And I would think on par year on year for the new instructions. The PR ones, again, well down on listings. 386 last August, only 64 so far this August. So if that carries on for the rest of the month, you're probably looking at about 90 to 100 less properties in August coming to the market. Sales again, 188 last year, 57 so far in the 6 days of of August, so that's going to be well over, you'd think, as well again. So really strong demand, not much supply. So guys, come and speak to an agent. Speak to the guys out there. Get your property on if you are really thinking of selling, even if it's a small. Or should we move? Come and speak to us. The things are
Yeah, I
really
think so.
good.
Right, come and get some advice, and like you say, even if you're on the market with someone else, we're not asking for your business. We're just here to give you some advice. So if you want some advice, you want some help or pointers, give myself, Matthew a call, and let's see what we can do to help you.
Well, you've got a bit of a story there, I think, haven't you? A recent story there, Howard, which I think would be quite good to probably tell everyone. Actually, not to try and blow your ticket or anything like that, but I think it's an important story. Actually, I think
No one else
for
will.
everyone to make sure they review what they're doing on their properties.
Yeah, well, briefly, the situation was about 3 weeks ago. I received a call from a young chap who wanted to go and view a property that we've got in Fulwood. He'd got his house on the market with another estate agent. I got talking to him, I was taking his details down. And what I tend to do sometimes when I'm taking people's details down, I'll put the postcode in, I have a look at the house and just to see what things are like. So I could see he was on with a particular estate agent. And I asked him how things were going. And he said, well, I've been on 6 weeks, I haven't had any viewers. I told him I'd love to help him sell his house, but I'd have to charge him. And I noticed the estate agent is on the market. He actually told me he paid £900. So he paid £900 up front to get his house sold. Okay, and I felt really, really sorry for this lad. The front photograph was wasn't pretty poor, it was very poor. He had bins outside his house, and it was an end terrace, a car outside. When I went a little bit further, found it was his car, so he could have moved it. It was his bin, he could have moved it. And for half a day, he could just paint his gutter in because it was a faded red that had gone pink, and it just looked shabby. So I said, I can't sell the house for you, I'm going to have to charge you some money, but what I'll do is I'll give you a few pointers if you've got 10 minutes to listen to me. So he said, yes. So I gave him these pointers, go and get some paint, give it a lick of paint outside, get someone to hold the ladders. I went as far as that, I said to him, in between this, ask your estate agent just to take it off the market for a week while you do it. When going through the photographs, I said, I see you're a keen exerciser, He goes, what do you mean? I said, do you go on your exercise bike? He said, how do you know? I said, well, that's the main point of your lounge. This estate agent had his lounge, his TV on, and his exercise bike plump in the middle. And he goes, oh, I never thought of that. I said, did they never ask you to move it? He said, no. I said, right, you're going to have to take your own photographs yourself because they've got the money off you, so they're not going to do anything to help you. So we went through it all. I followed all this up with an email to him, actually, so just so he had it documented. And he also was on the market, I think it was 83,400, and I asked him why. He said he really wanted 80,000, and the estate agent said, well, if you got 83,400, it's a bit quirky, you get people clicking in it, it should work. I said, has it worked? How many views have you got? Bearing in mind, he'd already told me, hadn't had any, 6 weeks. He said, no, there you go. Right, parameters, again, we mentioned the other week, it's in zeros, so 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. He was on 83. It's not worth 90,000, so put it at 80. I actually said, try it at 80 if you want, try it offers over 80. You're going to get more impact on it. But take it off the market for a week, do your photographs, get them to put new photographs on and change your price all at the same time. In all honesty, I kept my eye on the property for 2 days, but I didn't see any development. Anyway, one thing went to another, I carried on with my job. But on Friday, so a week ago today, I got a lengthy text message from this young lad, thanking me for my time and efforts and tips that I gave him. He said he reduced it to 80. He took his own photographs and he sold it for 83,000. So, it just goes to show that, you just have to have a bit of common sense, shall we say. And estate agents that run in, do your photographs quick and get out, they're not really looking at your best interest. And without mentioning any estate agents and being unprofessional, you've got to maybe question the fact that if they've got the money off you already, they haven't really got much, great real motivation to sell your property. But this young man took on board what I said. He did it himself. I mean, he thanked me, but he had, I only gave him some ideas. He had his own initiative to do it. But I thank God for coming back to me, and you never know. So if anyone else wants any tips out there, Honestly, let me have a look at your property on the market, and I'll see if I can give you some tips. But I know, Matt, you as well, weren't you? You were going to mention something about taking photographs, weren't you? You're muted, Matt.
Sorry, I think I was muted there while you were speaking, mate. Obviously, didn't want to interrupt. In regards to one advice I'm going to say right now is in life, and I'm a massive believer in it, you pay for what you get. Big believer in you pay for what you get. If somebody came to me, and this is me being straight up and honest, you saying, I'll charge you £500 to sell your house. And if somebody came to me and said, I will charge you £2,000 to sell your house, don't just think of the numbers. Listen to what you're getting. Always listen to what you're getting. You know, nearest comparison I can give you is, for example, I watched the video ages ago. It was this guy, and he was buying a car, and there was a basic model, and he wanted something, you know, given his needs, he wanted something that was safe, the safest car. He was paranoid about safety, everything. And one was a Corsa, which was really, really cheap, and one was a Volvo, which was much more expensive. He went for the Corsa because it was cheap and found out about the safety rating and all this mark, ended up buying the Volvo in the end. Now, I know that's kind of going off topic a little bit, but the same goes for estate agency. If you're paying £500 fee, what are you getting from that agent? You know, are you a person who wants all your accompanied viewings in the evenings as well? Because you might work nights. So you want to sleep during the day and you want an agent to come at night. Is that one of your needs? Is the £500 agent going to give you that? No, they're not. They aren't. That's the thing. Do you want a premium listing? Is the £500 agent going to give you that? Do you want a 360 tour? Is the £500 agent going to give you that? No, they're not. Is the £500 agent got as much experience as us and knows about marketing as Howard just rightly said? No, they don't. They're going to take triple the time to sell your house. They're not probably going to get you as high of an asking price because the marketing is rubbish. The whole thing that I'm pointing out, folks, is that fee, if you get a good agent behind you who's going to look after you, save you stress, and get you an average higher fee than any other agent near you, then your fee's irrelevant, if that makes sense. What you're paying is irrelevant, because if we're averaging the highest asking prices in the area, on average, Howard and myself are going to get more than the £500 agent. So that extra £1,500 you're paying, just imagine, right, well, he's going to get me more money and he's going to look after me, he's going to take the stress off me. I can ring him at night when I'm panicking and worrying about the sale and all this and where's the market's going. And marketing. Sorry, I've gone a bit of a rant there, but I'm a massive believer in this. I believe you pay for what you get. And it took Howard to say to this chap what to do for that house to sell. Which for me is, well, you know, fair enough, he's done that with the other agent. But if it come to you in the first place, Howard, it'd have saved 6 weeks of stress and 6 weeks of wasted time. Yeah. Which would, if you think time is worth more than anything, guys, one thing you cannot replace is time. He could have been a new house 6 weeks sooner doing it up.
Well, I think they're good points, but I think it really shows the power of taking time to understand marketing and how things should work, and you know, and as you rightly said there, Matt, experience. You know, Howard's very experienced. You know, we try and take as much time as we can to look at, to speak with the likes of Rightmove, and you know what do they think works best. Bear in mind they've got lots of data to show what works the best. You know, to try and make your marketing better. And as Howard's rightly pointed out, we're not here to try and take all of your business. We actually really want to help sell houses. That's what we do. You know, we all just like selling houses, and the real buzz I think that gives you guys especially is massive, isn't it? You know, and
it is.
How does it make you feel there, Howard, that you managed to help sell that house?
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, yeah, it is. It was really, really good, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, the fact that I actually felt a bit sorry for this lad, that he paid this money up front and he was kind of on his own. And yeah. I don't believe that many people would have taken time to say to this lad, you know, well, the pictures are pretty poor, really. And because the majority, and I'm not saying all estate agents, because there'll probably be some like me as well, but the majority of estate agents would say, well, he's not going to come on the market with me. Why should I help? I was going to say the estate agent then. Why should I help the other agent sell the house and they've already got the money? You know, why should I? But I didn't look at it like that. I just thought to myself, you know, he needs a bit of help, this lad. I mean, he's been let's say, hoodwinked into paying the money up front, thinking it was cheaper. And the likelihood, like Matthew said, the likelihood is if I hadn't kind of intervened and helped him, yeah, it'd still be there with 9 weeks on that. It'd still be there the same. And the longer it's on the market, people think there's something wrong with it. And so, no, I felt really good. And one thing I would say about, I obviously, had a good sense for this lad because, like I say, text me after to say thank you, but to come back 3 weeks later to actually, he didn't need to to text me and to say, look, thank you very much for all your help. I've sold. So I was actually, it was one of those, pleasing moments that you get inside. You think, well, I've made a difference. I think that's the key thing, Kev. I made a difference.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, like you just rightly said, and I bang on about it, and I am passionate about it, and I've always been a believer in you pay for what you get. I believe there's an overpaying. If somebody's going to say they're going to give you something they don't, and you're overpaying for it, there is always that aspect. Me and Howard aren't going to come in and charge you tens of thousands. And as we said in one of the other videos as well, you need to watch and read into agency agreements with other agents, because an agent might come in, rightly so, as Howard said, the one that you can pay up front for, which is going to be no motivation from that agent to earn a fee. Or secondly, they come in an agent that's coming in and saying, I'm going to charge you this much, but then all of a sudden, these costs when you get your final bill have gone up because they've said, oh, do you want this thing? And they don't disclose to you, actually, that little thing that you're paying for there is maybe 150 quid. As we said a couple of weeks ago in a video, an agent who locally in the LA area went round and did some photos on an iPad and charged the owners £150 without them knowing. I bet you their fee was higher than probably the highest agents in the area after they'd done all that, when apparently they were quite cheap in the first place. As mentioned, folks, cheapest isn't always best. Look at a package, look at the value that you're getting, and have trust in the agent that you go with.
Yeah, cheers, pal. Cheers, guys, once again. There's a good bit of advice, and like I say, I think the story there certainly about wanting to help and making sure you speak to your agent and check what your marketing is like is great. We're always here for anyone who's got questions. Howard, Matt, myself. Drop us a message, comment on the stream, give us a ring, whatever it may be. We really want to help sell houses. And cheers, guys. We'll be back again next week, next Friday, same time. But for now, hope the weather is nice for you. Have a nice weekend, and we'll speak again soon. Cheers, guys.